pretty like bad relationships, and we just moved around a lot because my mom just we just didn't have a lot of stability in the home, and like sometimes she would like end up in jail or something because she was out drinking, and I grew up kind of very independent, and I ended up my mom got her third DWI, and I ended up moving out. Like, I mean, I was homeless pretty much, and I was on my own, and I stayed in school. I asked my friends for some help, and I got support enough to have somewhere to sleep. And I stayed in school. I played football, and I tried to continue. I enrolled in dual credit courses at my college, and I was going to church at the time too, because my friends that I was staying with helped me get to go to their church, and that was really cool for me because I got to be a part of the youth group, and we went on a youth trip, and it was really cool because I had never been on anything like that. But I grew up.
Your story is powerful, brother. Thank you for sharing with me. You can trust that I take it really seriously, and I work with 700 kids here, and many of those stories would resonate with yours.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot I can tell you. I don't have like a summary of everything, but just kind of, if one day I do ever actually meet you, it'd be really cool to, explain it further and stuff. But
well, let's make it happen, brother. We've chartered a plane in February to train all you leaders, and I want to get you on that plane, man, and we can have a cup of coffee in February, sitting in my hometown in Australia.
You're going to make me freak out. But
well, that's what the opportunity is. You know that, yeah?
Yeah, no. I mean, I've been in Texas my whole life, so that's why my entire life I've never thought of myself as like a leader or anything. I've always kind of thought of myself as like a shadow. I would just try to kind of set an example and be myself, and I knew if I believed in myself, that would help others, because I was an example, or I was able to get through hardships and stuff, and I really I wanted to be the person that has every excuse and not need to actually use an excuse to say, oh, I couldn't graduate, or I couldn't go to college, I couldn't one day actually provide for my family. And this opportunity to help me establish myself as hopefully a strong leader, that would be really cool.
Well,
and getting to share my story.
What you've shared just now is, in fact, the very cornerstone of what we believe and what we've given our lives for over here in Australia for 10 years. So that, what you mentioned, being the kid with every excuse but not using the excuse, that's the secret to changing the world, brother. And if we can get leaders like you to rise up and be strong and brave and think big, like, we can change the world, brother. We can help a lot of kids that went through those situations, and we can provide them with mentors that you may not have had. So that's the goal, man. That's the whole reason we're doing this thing.
Yeah, it's just it would be an honor to actually get to be one of those mentors, and I really feel like I could be a really good example, and with practice and experience and help, like working with other like minds with me, that'd be really cool. So, and yeah, I mean this would be a really big step for me, and I appreciate you just taking your time to talk to me about it and consider me. So
Yeah, definitely, man. I've spoken to you before, haven't I?
yeah, you called me to submit the application, and you said I had a week, and I did as much as I could. I did a practice video, but it was me kind of just going. I didn't script it or anything, and it just I wanted to hopefully talk to you. And I kind of thought maybe I could see you in person if you ever kind of came to Austin, or if you ever came back to visit by chance. But yeah, I mean, whatever I need to do to be a part of hopefully a really successful future generation, that would be really cool.
100%, man. So, a few details. How did you find out about AIM originally?
I believe I had received an email, but I might have found it on Instagram or browsing some scholarship opportunities. I'm not exactly sure how I found it, but I was definitely on the internet, and it had shown up, and I signed up to receive, I believe, a newsletter.
Yeah.
Or just kind of updates.
Yep.
And, yeah.
Yeah, cool. And what college are you at, brother?
Currently, I'm in the transfer process for Western Governors University.
Cool. And what uni were you at?
Sorry, what was that?
What college were you transferring from?
Argosy University.
Yeah, cool.
Like the Phoenix, yeah.
Is that okay? In where? Sorry, in Texas.
Yeah, in Texas.
So you're transferring from a Texas college to a Texas college, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, cool. No, that's cool. I'm just trying to get the context because we bashed around about 800 miles there, and I was just trying to find out where you were, and because we just signed on another kid yesterday from University of Texas, Austin.
Well, yeah, UT is definitely. I mean, that's one of my schools that I would like to maybe graduate from. I got offered an online education, so I was kind of pursuing that for hopefully a cheaper education. But UT is definitely one of my dream schools, and that's cool that one of them got to do it as well.
Yeah, we got a kid yesterday with a really cool story. He's a passionate young man who's really changed some of the outcomes of his life by having a different mindset. So similar to your story. So it's super exciting what we're seeing coming out of Texas, and I'm right there behind you, man. I'm going to walk with you, and really looking forward to what we can do together. So the next steps to make sure we can get you over the line, there's some fairly important steps we need to cover. I spoke to the New York office this morning. They said that you had a few pieces to submit. Which pieces are they?
I still need to work on the cover letter and the video.
So you've got a school on board and a college on board?
Well, I have my community college.
Yep, that's fine. That's perfect.
But okay. But I was kind of curious. Do you guys also contact them, or
Yeah, we'll be in contact with them. We're just asking you guys to, I suppose, show us you're capable of hustling the agreements. We don't need official agreements at the moment. We're just looking for a letter of support from your college, and then from a bunch of schools that have those students that you want to mentor. So, I haven't read your application, so I'm not sure exactly of your background, brother. I'm sorry. Can you explain your background, like the kids you want to work with, like part of the criteria is that you represent those kids as the same, the same demographic. So what's your pitch, man?
Well, I would really like to work with kids who have gone through hardships and struggles like I have, and I would like to be hopefully a bigger brother and an example to them, to show them that, you don't have to drop out of school. You don't have to, you don't have to worry about, never being able to succeed and achieve. And
okay.
I want to help.
Yep, that sounds amazing, man. Like, do you think that that's the demographic that you want to kind of label and target? Is there any other like racial demographic that you want to target? Like, is it just anyone who's come from a broken home or a single parent family, or?
To be honest, I would like to be an example for anyone in the world who, is seeking it or would like to, I feel like I have an inspiring story to tell, and I feel like, I feel like I could be a good, person to represent AIM, and I feel like anyone who, hears my story, might, just be like, wow, if he can do it, I can do it. And
cool.
I feel like I could help more than just kids, but, kids are definitely, that would be priority because, nowadays a lot of people tend to just give up, and I feel like, I could be someone to shed the light and hopefully.
That sounds amazing, man. I'm fully getting it. I'm feeling it on the other end of the phone. Like, I get your passion. Like, in terms of this opportunity, we've got a scholarship worth $50,000, a flight to Australia, a bunch of training, and a bunch of support offered to people like you. Part of that criteria is that you select a specific demographic within the high school system or the middle school system, so teenagers, and you pick that demographic that you're going to lift up over the next year. So part of the application is that you select that demographic, so it might be, kids of incarcerated parents, or kids of African American background. Like, you got to be the role model for that group of kids. So I'll ask you to think about the actual group of kids that you want to target, and it can be just broken homes, broken families, whatever. So sorry to be so specific, but that's what we need to nail down in this conversation.
Well, yeah, I can definitely think of a specific demographic, and I can share that message.
Nice. So in your cover letter, I want you to indicate that, and maybe grab a pen and paper now to just jot down these notes. So in your cover letter, you want to, give us a quick synopsis of your story, what your passion is, what you believe you can bring to AIM. The second thing is you want to isolate that demographic, teenagers that you're gonna lead, and then and that'll be enough for your cover letter. And the only other task that I want you to do between now and sort of next couple of days, preferably in the next day or so, is make yourself really vulnerable, get out to a bunch of schools with that demographic of kids in there, and make your way into the principal's office, into the student welfare office, and get a letter of support from them. It doesn't need to be super crazy professional. It just needs to be a letter of commitment, of support, that if you were selected for this opportunity, they'd be happy to work with you.
Okay, and that can be high school or middle school?
Yeah, so any teenagers, we've got a specific category of school over here in Australia. I think it correlates with high school and middle school in the US, so it's just a school that teenagers go to, so youth.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can do that.
So if you can get that done, man, and show me that you've got the passion and the skills to do that, I think you're with a really good chance of grabbing an interview with the CEO in the next couple of days, and then we can start moving on this thing.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Well, I can definitely be more prepared for that interview as well too. But I'll get working on these things, and then I'll send them. Do you want me to email them to you, or?
Yeah, just include them in your communications with myself, and more importantly with the New York office, and I'll give you the New York office's email address.
Okay.
So that is E for Ella and C. Yeah, sorry, I'm just going to give you the email address of the New York office.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's EC, E for Ella, C for Charlton. So it's just ec@aimmentoring.com. What I'll do is I'll actually flick it to you in an email now. That might be easier for you, so that you've got it all.
Yeah, but
So I'll email it to seanmisler@yahoo.com.
yes, sir.
Or Sean Meisler or Misler?
It's Misler. Yeah.
Cool, brother.
Yeah, people say Mitzler, or I've heard everything, but yeah.
Yeah, I get all sorts too, man. I get Brandon, I get Brendan, I get Newton, I get Newtown. So
Yeah.
it's all good. Hey,
Yeah, thank you for working with me on this.
thank you for being brave enough to, potentially being a leader of the next generation, mate. I'm excited.
Okay. Well, it's going to be fun. So.
All right, brother. You get to work and get that done in the next day or so, and I'll let the crew know that you're going for it.
Okay. Thank you. I'll get working on those.
See you, brother.
Later.
See you, man.
All right, later.